Hello, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Louise Claire Johnson. I'm the author of Behind the Red Door, and in this week's video, I thought it would be fun to take you along in a week in the life of a full-time author. So every week typically does look different, but I do have a pretty set system of batch working days. And this week I just so happen to have two book launches for local Toronto authors, very different genres. One is a psychological thriller, and then another is a holiday Christmas book. I've never done a full week in the life, so we'll see how this goes. But tonight I have the first event, and it's a preview launch. So technically the book launch will be in January. We're currently in November, and the preview is put on by the publisher. In this case, it's Doubleday Penguin Random House. This is part of the marketing strategy that some publicists and publishers do to drum up buzz before the holidays so that people pre-order the book over Christmas when a lot of people are buying books for gifts and stocking stuffers, because the book's launching in January, and pre-orders are so important for authors because all of the books that are pre-ordered in the 12 to 6 months before the book is launched count the first week, and that is really the only shot, not the only shot, but the best shot of making any of those bestseller lists. Here in Canada, it would be the Globe and Mail or Toronto Star national bestseller list. And then in the States, making the New York Times bestseller list is very sought after. So that's why sometimes publishers put on these preview launch events. You get to meet with the author, their publisher or editor will usually say a few words, and it's all... Ooh. It's just starting to rain. I don't know if you heard that thunder in the background, but it is dismal outside. It's a huge thunderstorm. But no matter, we're going in for it. I always think of the author, and if it was me and people just decided not to show up because it was a terrible thunderstorm, it's a Monday, nobody wants to go out of the house, that would just break my heart. So if I commit to something, I'm always going, but I wonder if this will deter a lot of people driving in from out of the city. Hopefully not. Oh my god, the thunder's so loud. But yeah, and their book isn't for sale yet, but they usually give away ARCs or galley copies of the book that you can get signed by the author while you're there. So it really is basically like a book launch, just technically the book isn't out for another few months. So it's more for kind of industry people, other authors, to celebrate and help drum up buzz, marketing, publicity for the launch. And I'm really excited because the author tonight, Ashley Tate, her book is called 27 Minutes, is my neighbor, and we just discovered this. I've never met her in person, but we've been Instagram friends and author friends kind of through the publisher and the community, but we've never met in person. So we've just chatted online, and I'm excited to actually meet her, get my book signed by her. I've already heard a lot of the great feedback about this book. 27 Minutes is a thriller. It's her debut, and it's getting a lot of buzz. So I'm excited to go support Ashley tonight. The preview launch event is being held at Bar Mordecai. It's a bar in Toronto on Dundas Street. So I'm sure there'll be kind of signature cocktails, fun little hors d'oeuvres going around. It'll be a fun evening. It starts at 5:30, so it probably won't be too late. So I'm heading into the city shortly. I'm going to pick up a coffee or a chai tea latte on the way for my GO train ride into the city. I've got my umbrella ready to walk from the GO train to the bar. We're set to go. And earlier today, for the week in the life of an author, I did my morning routine and I did a full day of writing. So Mondays, I really kind of hit the ground running. Typically, I don't go out of the house and see people, so I don't usually have to kind of shower or get dressed. So I really use that day to start my week strong. If I'm working on a new book, I try to hit my word count for the day. A lot of people are doing NaNoWriMo, so they're trying to hit their word count goals for the day. I'm currently editing a work in progress, so today I spent a huge chunk of time going over developmental edits that I got from my editor, and I have a self-imposed deadline for before the holidays. Really, December is kind of a dead month in publishing, so I want to get it back out of my hands, ideally by December 1st. We shall see, but that was what my focus was today. But I batch work my days because I have a lot of projects going on that is all author related. It's part of the author brand, I guess you could say, but it's not specifically writing related. So writing is always my #1 priority, writing or editing, working on my book. That is the bread and butter. That is my full-time career. So all the other projects I have in the go under that umbrella of my author career, which could be my podcast, this YouTube channel. I just recently launched my literary merch, that's kind of a one-off or once every quarter thing that I have to do. It's not weekly. I also recently launched my bookshop bucket list, so that's a whole separate TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, and blog posts that I have to do weekly, and keeping on top of all of that. So I have batched themed Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday to focus on each of those projects. And then once I get those tasks done, I go back to the writing. But Monday and Friday are solely writing days for me, or editing days working on my book project. And then tomorrow, for instance, is bookshop bucket list day, so I will be working on the blog posts for that, doing all of the photos, the TikTok, the video, the reels, all of the content that goes along with each of those posts. And once I'm done that tomorrow, sometimes it takes me less time than I anticipate, which is great. In the afternoon, I will again go back to editing. So that's how I set up my week. Then for videos like this, usually I set Wednesdays to edit and work on my YouTube videos. But if I'm filming for the entire week or a full weekend, I do sometimes leave the editing until a Saturday or Sunday, which is not ideal for me because I like to leave those days blank to do chores and spend time with family, friends, my husband, get all of the other administrative house tasks done. But a lot of the time I do find myself editing on a Saturday or Sunday, and I try to do as much as I can throughout the week. If I'm filming just a day in the life, I can film it one day and then edit it the next day. It does take me a long time. Sometimes it takes me all day to edit these videos, even though by the time it's compressed, it's basically like 10 minutes long. It takes a long time. Now I'm gonna go pick up a coffee of some sort. I also have to pick up a library book and return a library book, so I'm gonna do that on my way to the GO train, and then I will see you in a little bit and we'll head to the book preview launch. And if you haven't already, please like, comment, and subscribe. It really does help out this small burgeoning channel. I'm trying to figure out what kind of videos you want to see, what kind of videos are really fun for me to make, all within the bookish writing realm. I feel like that's my daily life, that's my interest, but I want it to be not just interesting for you, but also informative, educational, helpful, inspirational. So if there is ever anything that you'd really like to see, let me know in the comments below, shoot me a message. I'm always all ears, but in the meantime, I will keep making these kind of vlog style videos, and then also more sit down educational how-tos, how to get a literary agent, how to write a query letter, how to market your book, those kinds of things. I want to start doing that more, especially as we close out the year and start a new year. I think that's where I see the content going. But let me know again if you're really liking the vlogs. I'm not always sure if people like to see that. Sometimes it feels monotonous. Other times I personally enjoy just kind of seeing how people live their day. So let me know if you want to mix. Let me know if you prefer just writing advice, how-tos, more book updates, what books I'm reading for fun, for research. I'm all ears. Let me know in the comments below. All right, let's hit it. It is Les Miserables. It is Les Miserables, as the French like to say, outside. It is so miserable out. I have my umbrella. I picked up actually a half coffee, half hot chocolate from Tim Hortons. I used to get this when I first was starting to dip my toe into coffee when I was at university, and I just was craving one today. I wanted like a mocha kind of thing. I guess you could call it a mocha. But yeah, I always just say half coffee, half hot chocolate. So I got that, ready to go on the GO train. I have to wear my glasses while I'm driving. It's a very sad story. I almost don't want to get into it because it makes me so mad. I had laser eye surgery 7 years ago, and then recently I just noticed night driving, or just driving in general, and watching the TV was getting kind of blurry and probably unsafe. So I went and got my eyes checked, and they're not as bad as they were when I got the laser eye surgery. My prescription, if you wear glasses or contacts, was -3 in both eyes. They're like -1 and -1.5, so it's half as bad as it used to be, but it still shouldn't be that bad since I've had laser eye surgery. Anyway, I don't know. I think I can call and get a tweak or something, but it kind of freaks me out. I'm happy I got laser eye surgery. It was one of the best things I've ever done, but getting a tweak does kind of freak me out. Like, it really is scary, and I don't know, I just don't like messing with my eyes. So yeah, wearing glasses when I have to drive or watch TV is not that bad, or a sporting event or something that's far away. It's okay, but I don't want to have to wear them every single day, all day, or go back to wearing contacts because they used to make my eyes so dry and itchy. I tried every kind of brand, the dailies. It was just, I don't know, that lifestyle. I have gotten very grateful and used to not having to deal with that. So anyway, that was my short story long. I ended up making it a longer story than I meant to. I'm gonna hop on the GO train. I also picked up my library book. I didn't bring the camera in because I just quickly grabbed it and ran back out and it was pouring. The book is The Wren. So excited to read that. And then the book that I returned was The Quiet Tenant. I really enjoyed it. Perfect for kind of spooky Halloween season, even though Halloween's over. And then the audiobook that I'm listening to on the GO train is The Art Thief by Michael Finkel. Okay, see you in a little bit. Hello, made it to rainy Toronto. I'm just walking to Bar Mordecai right now. Hello, good morning. I'm crushing a coffee right now in my new I'm Library People mug. My voice is a little craggly, but I woke up, it's Tuesday, came right to my office, still in my pajamas, and yeah, it's just one of those mornings where I wanted to kind of get down to business. But normally I like to get up and do a workout immediately, but today I was just, I need a coffee and my brain was kind of in overdrive, so I needed to start. I do usually get dressed fully for the day because it just makes me feel productive, or if I'm getting a little stir crazy at home, I can quickly just head to the library or a coffee shop, get outside of the home into a third space, and just do feel more productive when I'm dressed and put together. And that doesn't mean like dressed nicely all the time. Usually it's just leggings and one of my literary merch sweatshirts, if I'm perfectly honest. That's kind of what I live in. So this is a day in the life of a writer, or a week in the life. We are on Tuesday, and typically this is what my day looks like, me in my office with a warm beverage and just working away on my computer. And I do switch from using my monitor to my laptop. I've gotten used to using the big monitor. I have it off so you can't really see. And then sometimes I like to be able to just pick up my laptop and move to a different room in my house, or if I'm heading to, like I said, a coffee shop. There's something nice about switching to more of a compact screen. It's what I wrote my first book on. I didn't have a monitor, so sometimes I like to switch it up, but it is very nice to have a big screen, all of my tabs and research open, and my keyboard. So I'm gonna do a little bit more writing and then I will get dressed and we'll see you in a little bit. Hello. So I'm back in my home office. I've changed. I put on a shirt to feel more productive. So I do have a video coming out that is more in depth on how I plan and prioritize my projects and organize my life, especially for the last 2 months of the year. Kind of how I batch work, my Kanban board, my calendar system, my digital organization system, all of that good stuff. So I'll go into more detail there, but because this is a week in my life as an author and today is Tuesday, I batch each of the days of the week to make sure that I am moving the needle forward on all of my bookish, authorpreneur related projects. So today is bookshop bucket list day, and this is something that I've started. I am actually pitching it for a TV series, a docu-series. So a lot of exciting stuff in the works. I just got my bookshop bucket list passports in that I'm so excited to start stamping for myself. And then also if it's something that people are interested in joining and getting their own, so they can keep in track of all the bookstores and libraries that they go to throughout the year, throughout their life, putting little business cards in there, stickers. Yeah, I'm really excited about it. I'll show you that in a minute. But today I am kind of getting ahead of some of the bookshops. So when I was in Halifax a month ago now, I kind of blitzed a bunch of different bookstores, and I try to do that when I'm visiting different places. Next I'm going to be doing Toronto, and yeah, once I travel across to Europe, it'll get a little bit more exciting. But because Canada is more accessible and wherever I go, I always try to explore as many bookstores as I can. So I have all the photos and videos from the ones that I saw in Halifax, and I'm trying to get ahead on all of those. So what I do is I create a blog post, I edit all the photos, I create a video reel that I can post on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube so that I can link it back to the blog post. I type out all of my notes, the history of the place, observations that I had while walking through, the address, the hours of the bookshop, their social links, all of that good stuff. And then I schedule it all out, or at least save it on a backup hard drive so that I can manually post on the day that it's going to go live. And I like to kind of stay ahead of that. And then once that's done, so this won't take me all day to do the bookshops, then I get to go back to my number one priority, which is writing or editing or working on my current work in progress, my current book. Because no matter what, at the end of the day, that's always my number one priority, is making sure that I'm moving forward with my books, because that is my livelihood, that is my career. I'm a full-time author, and then everything else is kind of ancillary. Some are passion projects, but it all kind of falls under, like I said, this authorpreneur umbrella, and it's important for me, and it all kind of relates back to this bookish writing realm. So that's what I'm doing today. I'll show you. So this is my website, bookshopbucketlist.com. And then what I've just been doing is going to the journal. So I just did number 3. You can see if I scroll down. I started with Halifax because that's when it launched and I just so happened to be there. I just worked on this blog post, uploaded this to YouTube, did all my little notes, updated, edited, I edit all my photos from my camera in Lightroom, and then I have it all linked to Instagram, YouTube, all of that. Going back home. And then these just arrived. It's the Bookshop Bucket List passports. They're navy, soft touch, and gold foil. And then inside they're just completely blank so that you can decorate them yourselves. My cousin is actually making me a custom stamp. So I can stamp it, put the date, the name of the bookstore, and keep track. I have little stickers that I want to put in here. But yeah, I wanted to let people be able to have their own creativity of how they want to do it. You could put washi tape, use fun glitter markers, whatever you want. But I'm so excited to personally start using this and update it as I check out bookshops around the world. And I purposely created this with 52 pages because there are 52 weeks in the year. So if you want to see a bookshop a week, I feel like that's somewhat doable, even if you do it in your own hometown. I know in Toronto, it's a big city, but they have at least 50 bookshops and bookish related places, including a few libraries that I want to check out. So you could probably fill up a whole one of these with just your local city if you do, again, live in a bigger city, or wherever you travel to, neighboring towns. Yeah, so that is today's project, and then I'm gonna be done pretty soon, so I'm gonna start writing. So today's actually been a very efficient work day, and I have batch worked most of the bookshops that I wanted to get done for this week. And now I'm gonna go back and do some more editing work on my third book, my current work in progress, so that I can get that again back to my editor and agent before the holidays. I'm gonna set a timer, and then I need to go outside, get some more fresh air. It's freezing cold outside, so I'll bundle up and I'm gonna walk to the grocery store. Tonight I am making this spicy tortellini soup. I got the recipe off of Wishbone Kitchen. I'll leave the link in the description box below so that you can all check it out. It's not my recipe, but I made this 2 weeks ago for Jeff, and he loved it so much that he requested it again this week. He said it might be his new favorite soup that I've made. I'm in soup season, and of all the ones I've made, this has been his favorite. So shout out to Wishbone Kitchen because it's a great recipe. And yeah, I'm gonna make that again tonight. I just gotta get a couple more things. We have tortellini and we have the Italian sausage. Just gonna get the other stuff, maybe some crusty bread, and then I can get my steps in, get some fresh air because I've been in my office all day today. All right, see you in a little bit. Hello, it's another day. It's Wednesday. Oh my god, my arm looks crazy holding it like this with the shoulder pads, but it's another miserable, cold, gross day. We've had snow, we've had hail, rain, dark, windy. It's below 0 degrees Celsius. So winter is here, at least for today. It hasn't been a great week weather-wise. And I have to go back into the city again tonight for another book launch event. It's at Type Books on Queen Street, a beautiful bookstore in Toronto. And it's for Chantal Gurton's new Christmas book. It's called It Happened One Christmas. So it's different from the thriller preview book event that I went to earlier in the week. This one is a launch party. The book just came out yesterday, actually. So it's a very cozy, fun rom-com for Christmas. I was lucky enough to receive an ARC a few months ago, so I've actually already read it. It's really cute, really fun, cozy. I could see it being turned into like a Hallmark Christmas movie or something, and I like mixing those in this time of year, especially in between after coming off of a lot of thrillers and kind of darker books around Halloween. Today was a busy work day, so that's why I didn't pick up the camera at all until now, but I did some editing work because again, I want to kind of move that needle forward before Christmas. And then I started editing a YouTube video. It's a plan with me, how I organize my projects, how I organize my life really, and prioritize everything that I have going on. So I started the editing process of that. Usually I like to finish editing a full YouTube video in a day, because I don't like returning to it. Editing is the most tedious part, and I just want to kind of get it through in one shot, but it can take all day sometimes, depending on how much footage and clips that I have to sort through and go through. So that one's taking me a little bit longer, but I had to put it on hold because I got an exciting kind of email call. I have a meeting with an LA producer tomorrow for a docu-series, and I'll give you a little hint. It's for my bookshop bucket list project. We are putting something together, so I had to halt everything else that I was working on and start putting together a pitch deck for this meeting so that they can review it by end of day tomorrow before our call, and we'll use it for reference. So this is something that I take on myself because I have the full vision. I trust myself. It's my brainchild, my idea, so I want to be the one to make the full pitch deck. And I'm creating 2 pitch decks, one for Canada, one for worldwide. So it's taking me a lot longer to do that and get everything visually onto the deck, because after this meeting, I know it's this PowerPoint presentation that will be emailed around. Not everyone will be on the call, so I want to make sure everything's in there in case no one hears me speak, but they can look at the visuals and be like, yes, we want to green light this. So something fun, again, nothing confirmed, but kind of a big deal. And that's what a week in the life of an author for me looks like, where I'm working on editing a book, then editing YouTube, editing a podcast, going to author events to support other authors, especially local Toronto ones, and networking with the publishers, with editors, with the media, all of that. So 2 events this week, and then certain things come up with the film and TV industry. So that's where we're at. The spicy rigatoni soup was a big hit last night. I had it again for lunch today. Very good with some warm, crusty bread. Okay, I'm gonna brave this terrible, gross weather and head to Queen Books. So I will likely see you there.
I gotta find this place.
Bhavna Chauhan, her very, very lucky editor.
Hello, it's me again. I'm rushing, so I'm gonna chat with you on the go. I'm heading to the GO train. I picked up a Starbucks earlier. They've got their Christmas cups, which is so fun. Okay, I just don't want to fall down the stairs. Today's been the craziest day, but the best day. I'm on such a high from my meeting with this LA production team for Bookshop Bucket List. I gotta get my shoes. I'm heading downtown for dinner at a place called, wow, I'm really bad at doing this on the go. I'm heading downtown for dinner at this place called Milou. It's a French bistro. I'm really excited to try it. I think I'm gonna get the steak frite. That's what I'm excited for. Yeah, I gotta race to the GO train, so I'll chat with you soon, but I wanna make sure I give you an update on the meeting that I had. I was kind of prepping for that the whole day, so I didn't get a chance to talk to you, but I'm literally on such a high. Like, it was, you know, when you just talk to the right people who really get it, you don't even have to explain, but they're on the same wavelength creatively, and I felt that, and I feel like I have a good judge of character when it comes to this stuff. So I'm really excited, and like, it's happening. It's just a matter of pushing it forward and doing the next steps. We already have another meeting set up next week. Sorry, I'm like out of breath. It's super cool, and I just feel really excited because it's like my brainchild. I put together the whole pitch deck, and when people get it, when people just understand your vision aesthetically, the tone of it, and they have the capabilities to do it, like that's a whole other side of the creative brain that I don't have. That's really exciting to me, meeting the right people who can help you push a project forward. Anyway, I gotta go, gotta put this camera down, so I'll catch up with you when I can. I'm back in my office in my cozy wear. It's actually Sunday evening. Jeff and I just had Harvey's for dinner. We picked up just a burger and some fries because we didn't feel like cooking, and we were both craving burgers actually. So it's actually a very productive work weekend. I got a lot of writing in, which was amazing. And then we just did a bunch of chores. I'm starting to finish our guest room. We just had a mattress on a box spring before. We didn't have a proper bed frame, but we bought one off of Facebook Marketplace. So we went to pick that up, built the bed. I got 2 side tables in from Wayfair. Took me a very long time to build them. The instructions were not that helpful. I just put on the Twin Flames docu-series on Netflix on my laptop, and it took all 3 episodes for me to build it, which is a long time. Pretty much all evening, Saturday evening. And then I got 2 lamps in from IKEA and starting to set it up. So when Jeff's family comes to visit, my sisters come to visit, they have a finished guest room to stay, and it's attached to the bathroom. So that's been a project that's long overdue. I did some meal prep. It was really cold this weekend. Went for a cold walk, got a matcha latte, and a lot of it is just right here where you see me in this office behind my computer screen. A lot of alone time, typing away. I use Scrivener for all of my writing, so that's what I've been doing. And then I switch it out to Microsoft Word to do editing, because that way my editor can do track changes and everything. So I've been working in Word document. So this week I had 2 book launch events, one for a thriller, one for a Christmas rom-com, both really fun. I love supporting local Toronto authors especially. It's just, when you're in it, you really get how much hard work goes into creating a book and seeing it through to fruition. So launch days are particularly special, and I love, oh, I kind of got fuzzy there. So I really love supporting and showing up and sharing on social media, because it's incredible. Anybody who sets out to write a book, I'm just always so impressed by. Even if it's your 10th book or your first book, it's all the same. It's all starting from scratch, creating something from nothing. My arm's getting a little sore. That's really embarrassing. I need to work out a little more. And then the meeting on Friday with the production team in LA was the highlight of my week. That was so exciting. I was on such a high all weekend. I think I kind of mentioned this in a clip a little bit earlier, but it's that feeling of trying to communicate this idea that's been stuck in your brain for so long, and finding the exact right people who just get it and not only understand your vision, but know how to move it forward and have the skill set that you don't have to push it through to fruition. And writing a book is just so lonely of a process. And then when you get your publisher, your editor, you have a team to help you, but it still feels very isolating. There's a lot on you as the author still. Even when you go on book tour, you're kind of alone. So this just feels very collaborative, and I feel like I found the right partners to do this with. And I love working with really smart, creative people who think outside the box, who think of things that I might not always think of, and can take my ideas to the next level. And I feel like that's what I came away from this meeting. A lot of people do try to sell you smoke and mirrors because they want to work with you and they want to profit off of your ideas. But I feel like I've gotten good at sussing out who is in it for the right reasons. Sounds like I'm on The Bachelor. But I do feel like I've gotten good at seeing through the sales tactics and those who are actually just hard workers, no bullshit, and want to collaborate. Obviously they will profit as well. There's no such thing as a free lunch. They will make a commission. But yeah, I'm just feeling really fired up about where Bookshop Bucket List can go and the next steps for it, because I see the next steps. It's not so foggy and blurry and unknown, and there's not too many chefs in the kitchen, which can delay a project. But I feel like this is a very nimble, clever, well-connected team to see it through, and they believe in it wholeheartedly. Like, the excitement and the enthusiasm for this idea that's been living in my brain for so long just made me so happy. So that's just kind of another slice of life to show you that a writer wears so many hats. Writing books, editing books, getting them back to my publisher is one aspect, and for me the most important, number one priority But that's why I kind of refer to myself as an authorpreneur, because there are so many other projects and facets that go into it. You have to be your own marketer, your own cheerleader, your own sales team. Really, at the end of the day, no one cares about your books as much as you do, even your own editing team. I mean, people care, but it's your own baby and it's your own product. So it really does fall on you to keep pushing it forward and keeping your author name and your brand top of mind. So luckily, I just live and breathe a pretty literary lifestyle. Reading, writing are my absolute favorite things to do. I love interviewing people for my podcast. That is coming back soon. And then working on this YouTube channel, hopefully showing a little glimpse behind the scenes of what it's like to be a full-time author, sharing my reading wrap-ups, writing tips. I need to get a little bit better, I think, at sharing that kind of content versus just straight up vlogs, a week in my life. I just feel like there's so many vlog channels that I just don't know if I'm up to par. There's so many better people at vlogging than me. So I want to make sure that my content is useful, I guess. I don't know. I always second guess what I put out on the internet. I think that's normal. But I want to make sure that it's, if not interesting or entertaining or inspiring, that it's informative, that you're learning something from it. So I'll leave you there and I will see you in my next video. Bye.